So please note that the dimension for the width and length of the patch I have slightly reduced, and when you calculate with the help of formula which I have presented in the lesson, you will get the width as 4.23 and length as 3.46. So in order to decrease the length of the video, so I have decreased decrease the value a slight bit. You can go with that as well, and you can check what the result you are observing. Further, if you want to drag this design, suppose from left I have to shift, so click on scroll button and drag it. And if you want to zoom in, then use scroll again for zoom in and zoom out. And if you want to fix that design in a screen, in order to fix the screen, use this option which is called as reset view to default. And if you want to zoom a particular section, so you can click on this icon which is activate the zoom mode, and you can use the left button of mouse and you will click and drag and it will zoom. Now we have to make a ground on the bottom side of the substrate. So we'll again rotate the substrate and we'll click on F to pick this face, and we'll align the WCS according to that. Now I will extrude the face. Basically, extrude means extension of a particular face. We'll click on escape. So basically I have to click on F, then extrude option to extend the face. Basically we'll give the name as ground, and then we'll give a height or the thickness again as a TC, because it has to be uniform, and the material will be copper anneal, and we'll give a preview. Then it will look like this, and you can zoom in that you can see that it will be extending like this. Otherwise we can go with the our conventional method, that in order to create a brick and the ground, then we'll go with the brick and we'll escape and we'll give dimension as well, but it will be other easier way to make that design. Now further we have to make a feed line in the front side, just connected to the patch, and the feed line dimensions is the length of the feed line is 1.85, and this is nothing but a quarter wave which I have already told you. And for calculating the length of the quarter wave, there is a one formula which is lambda divided by 4 multiplied by under root of epsilon r effective, by which you will be getting the length of the quarter wave, which is coming around 1.85. But if you notice that here we do not have sufficient length on the bottom of the patch, so we'll zoom in and we'll click on M. So I will show you to how to pick a midpoint of any edge. We'll click on M and I will take the bottom surface and again zoom out, and then we'll take a midpoint of this and we'll calculate how is the dimension. Basically to check the dimension, go on view and then click on dimension, and it will come around 1.32 basically, but we need a 1.85, so we need to shift that. In order to remove these pick points, go on modeling and then click on clear picks. It will turn off. So in order to displace this patch, we'll go on a navigation tree, we'll go on components, then component 1, and we'll click on patch and right click on transform, and we need to displace it by some factor of v. So let's say in a vertical direction I will be shifting this patch, let's say v, and we'll give a preview, and let's say since 1.85 we need to take and around it is 1.3 as well, so I'll be considering at a 0.82 or something, 0.8, so let's say 0.82, so it will be shifting with that, so that we can have a sufficient sufficient space in order to create a quarter wave length, and then 50 ohm feed line. Again, we'll click on components so that we can perform any operation on each layer.